Guys, I'm back, and today we are joined by my python, Casper. Say hello to the YouTubes, Casper. I have some more blooms to show you guys. I started a little bloom tour in my last video, but I wanted to break it up in two because I had so much stuff to talk about, so I'm back to finish showing you some cool stuff that I have in bloom. So say goodbye to Casper. We have to put him away because he's a nuisance, and then we'll get started. Here is something kind of special. This is my RLC Waianae Leopard Qinghua, which is this really awesome spotted bifoliate type cattleya with these amazing big fragrant spotted flowers. I really love spotted cattleyas and bifoliate type cattleyas. They are really cool. I like this one a lot because it's a complex hybrid, which makes it a bit easier growing, but it still retains a lot of its species characteristics, which is pretty cool. It has a lot of really cool species in its heritage. I believe it has like over a dozen. It's a really complex hybrid, but it still has that nice kind of cool spotted bifoliate, like gutata look to it. So although the breeding is pretty complex, I would still treat it a lot like one of those bifoliate ancestors. Make sure to repot it at the right time. I think that's why it took me so long to bloom this thing. I've had it for a while. It's not the first time I've seen the flowers because it was in flower when I first originally got it, but this is my first time blooming it myself, and I was still pretty new to bifoliate cattleyas when I got this a while back, so I think I made some mistakes early on and it took it a while to recover, but I'm very excited to have it in bloom. It's got 4 flowers on it, which is pretty good. They can have even more than that, and they make these nice big clusters of flowers. So bright light for these, give them really good heavy watering. Definitely let them dry out between waterings, but water them thoroughly when you do water them. And these guys tend to like humidity a bit more than some other cattleyas that aren't as picky, and definitely repot them like in spring. As soon as you have a new growth with like roots poking out, that's a good time to repot it because the plant doesn't really notice it as much because it's kind of in the process of throwing down those roots. So it's just a good time to sneak it into a new pot before it notices and then pouts for 5 years. It's got a nice fragrance. I do like it a lot. Really gorgeous. I totally recommend this. It's got a lot of that gutata tigrina charm without being huge and without being quite as difficult to grow as well. Here is another one that I am super excited about. This is a really cool cerulea cattleya. It's RTH Grisephes Blue Sean cross Cattleya Egeria Dark Sky. And I've had this one for years. I probably got it around the same time as the Waianae, and this is also a first time bloom for me. I think it was a bit small when I first got it. This is sort of like a standard-ish type cattleya. It's on the compact side, I think, but it still needed to grow a bit before it would bloom. But finally, I'm so excited to see the flower. And the anticipation was really killing me because there aren't many pictures of the parents, and there's 0 pictures I could find of the actual cross. So it was sort of a mystery what the flower would look like. I had an idea of what it would look like, and I knew hopefully that it would be cerulea, but I was still really excited to see the flower, and it did not disappoint me. I may insert a picture I took when it first bloomed because I think the color has faded a little bit since then. My LEDs can get a little warm, and I think that can sort of bleach out some of the color. It reminds me a lot of my Walkeriana cerulea, which I also love. I didn't really dig into any info about the heritage or anything. Like I said, there doesn't seem to be a ton of info out there, so if you have either of the parents or you have this cross, let me know. Yeah, I've just been enjoying it because I don't have a ton of true like ceruleas, and this one is just gorgeous. It's fragrant too. I think I need to try smelling it like first thing in the morning. I think I keep sort of missing the fragrance, but I can tell that it's there. I really love this thing. Not too much more to say about it. I think it sort of speaks for itself. It's absolutely stunning. And now I wanted to give you guys a quick look at my first Sarcochilus orchid. So I just got this a month or 2 ago, and it's a Sarcochilus culnura, and it's just got these nice pinky flowers. Sarcochilus tend to come in these shades of like pink and red and white, maybe a couple like oranges and yellows, and they're really cool. The flowers are kind of small. They might not be all that interesting looking on their own, but a lot of them have this really nice spotting on the backs of the flowers, and they're just nice plants overall. They have a really nice kind of growth habit, and they bloom pretty profusely when you grow them well. They can just have so many flowers. I've always been really drawn to the foliage of Sarcochilus. I just think they have such like a nice form. They stay kind of small, but they just kind of form these like clumps, and I just really like the foliage. And you grow them a bit like, I don't know, like a phal or a vanda or something. Just a bit cooler growing, and you know, a bit shadier growing. And other than that, I think they're pretty easy. Like I said, it's new. I haven't had it that long. I do have to do some research. So if you guys are familiar with Sarcochilus and you want to leave me any culture tips in the comments, please do. One fun thing to note about the flowers on this one: orchids are known for their bilateral symmetry. So for example, this one here, it is symmetrical from left to right, but it's not symmetrical from top to bottom. It's bilateral symmetry. And that's one thing that makes orchids so interesting looking. And Sarcochilus are kind of strange because they almost have more of like a radial symmetry, which means they're symmetrical all the way around, kind of like a sunflower or daisy or something. So that's just kind of something interesting about the Sarcochilus. It's a bit different looking than other orchids. If you saw these flowers from far away in just a big spray, they might not really look like orchid flowers, but they do have a very tiny little lip. I just thought that was sort of an interesting thing to note. So if you weren't familiar with that term, the bilateral symmetry of orchids, now you know what that means. But yeah, it just gives it kind of this interesting look, almost like little daisies or something. So pretty cute. Hopefully I can get a couple more because I really do like them. Up next here is one of my favorites. This is Cattleya Mary Dodson, which is a primary hybrid of Brassavola nodosa and Cattleya schilleriana. And the reason this is one of my favorites is that it's a primary hybrid, and the thing that I love about a lot of primary hybrids is that they tend to have like a really nice even mix of traits from both the parents. Not always, of course, that type of stuff always varies, but this is just a really great example of why I love primary hybrids. It's got that really cool shape from the nodosa with the skinny petals and the nice big broad tubular lip, but it gets all that nice color detail from the schilleriana, from like that brownish green color to the petals and that gorgeous purple spotting in the lip. So that just makes it kind of fun that you can see traits from both the parents so clearly. You tend to lose some of that with like really complex hybrids. I also love the fragrance on this. It's nighttime fragrant because of the nodosa, but I tend to smell it during the day too. It's really easy growing too. It can bloom a couple times a year. It seems to just bloom like on every new growth as soon as it comes in. Really simple culture too. Just keep it nice and bright and, you know, let it dry out between waterings, and that's about it. Really gorgeous, really cool hybrid. That lip is just stunning. I love the color combination of like purple and green like that. It's awesome. All right, and I've got something kind of special to finish up with. This here is one of my most prized orchids at the moment. This is Angraecum Gemstar Diamond Orchids, which is a gorgeous Angraecum hybrid. I believe the parents are Cuculatum and Florentulum. I forget how to say that other one, but it's just a flawless hybrid. And both those parents are kind of compact with like high flower counts, and the Gemstar is just such a wonderful hybrid. It's so floriferous. They'll just bloom and bloom. I've seen pictures of them just like covered in flowers, and this is, you know, kind of a small division, and already it couldn't help but bloom. It's got 2 flowers. My good friend Kelly from High Desert Orchids was kind enough to share a division of hers with me, and I was just so thrilled because I have been after one of these for a while. They're kind of hard to find. Lots of people have been looking for them and haven't been able to get one. So I felt really special and honored to get one. So thank you so much, Kelly. But yeah, I was actually kind of like not disappointed that it flowered because of course I'm thrilled, but I was kind of just hoping it would put on more vegetative growth and stuff first. So I was like really shocked when it bloomed, but that's just a testament to how well these things can bloom. Really exciting. It's gorgeous. The flowers are this really nice star shape. It's kind of hard to give you a good look at it because it's kind of growing in a weird direction right now, but I'm sure it'll fill out nicely and, you know, just produce more and more flowers every year. Nice and fragrant, beautiful, white, sparkly flowers. And what's not to love about this thing? It's absolutely stunning.
Hey, so I was editing this video and I realized I never did a proper sign off. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. If you guys help me get there, I was thinking I would do a cool kind of like Q&A video. So basically it'll just be like a whole video of letting you guys choose the topics. So leave me like a question. If there's a particular plant that you haven't seen me show off in a while, but you're curious about it, you can let me know and I'll pull it out and give you a look at it. I'll, address you guys by name and give you a shout out in the video if you ask a question. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers and I'll do that fun video interacting with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.